First, thank you all for being here. I know it's late in the day. This was kind of last minute for all of us. So we appreciate you coming to hear what everybody has to say. Today you will be hearing from Chief Neil Noakes, followed by Mayor Maddie Parker, and then also City Manager David Cook. If you have questions, please hold them till the end. Chief will be answering those questions once everybody has spoken. So please hold those until we give the go-ahead for that. I'm going to go ahead and begin. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Sergeant Leah Wagner. I'm the PIO for Fort Worth PD, and it's my pleasure today to discuss what we have going on, which is the retirement of Chief Neil Noakes, who is also my classmate. Neil Noakes started his journey in May of 2000 in Class 102. He patrolled the streets as an officer, investigated crimes as a detective in South Division, and in TIU as a traffic investigator. He rode his motorcycle as a sergeant in traffic and helped catch drunk drivers in DWI. Neil gave oversight in internal affairs as their lieutenant and served as the North Division commander to both the community and the officers. He was the deputy chief of South Command before finally becoming the head of this department as chief of police in 2021. Some of the things he is most proud of during his tenure are the establishment of the Wellness Unit and his involvement in various youth engagement programs such as Operation Progress, Read to Win, All Pro Dad, and the City of Fort Worth's Education Initiative. Neil has given this department half of his life, and in 6 months from now, he is now going to give his time and attention and his heart to his family at home. We will grieve his loss, but at the same time, we applaud him for being the man that he is. And now, I'd like to introduce you to Chief Neil Noakes.
Thanks everybody for being here today. You know, about 4 years ago, City Manager David Cook and then Mayor Betsy Price announced me at our old City Hall as the next Chief of Police. And I believe the first thing I said was something like, "You're looking at the happiest man in Fort Worth right now." I got to tell you, today I come to you with mixed emotions. This is a very bittersweet announcement. I came after a lot of prayerful thought, conversations with my family, and when it comes down to big decisions, and this is a big decision, three things guide my decision-making process: faith, family, and friends, in that order. And after a lot of prayer, after a lot of consideration, and after speaking with my family, I've made the decision that I will be retiring at the end of May of 2025. I am so fortunate to have worked for the best police department in the world. I work with the best people in the world. I work with an extremely supportive mayor, council, city manager. I thank them for taking a chance on me. I was an unproven quantity when I was selected. I was fairly young and inexperienced compared to some of the candidates. And I want to thank City Manager David Cook for taking a chance on me and for being supportive, giving me the support and the space I needed to get the job done. And Mayor Maddie Parker, I think we all know how incredible she has been at her job. What you may not know is not only does she talk about her support publicly for the police department, she walks the walk too. It's not talk. She supports first responders in the city of Fort Worth. I do want everyone to know this is not to leave for another job. I have no job offers. I have no idea what I'm going to do. But I believe for me to be the husband, the father, and now grandfather that I want to be, I have to step away from this position. I have got the most amazing, most supportive and loving family. The way they have supported me, not just in my career over 25 years, but in this role, the way they've supported the department, I can't even begin to explain. And this is not something where my family has encouraged me to leave or tried to talk me out of being chief. They support me no matter what my decision is. And my decision is for my family. I recently became a grandfather. I've got one more on the way. And my fear is trying to be the best chief I can be and the best husband, father, and grandfather, something will suffer. What I don't want is years from now to look back and realize how much of my family's life I missed. I will always feel like there's more that I should do. Things will be left undone, but I can tell you the city of Fort Worth is in good hands. From the executive staff that I have, the officers that we have, the professional staff we have, the volunteers that we have, and leaders at City Hall like Mayor Parker, City Manager Cook, who we will miss. Fort Worth's in good hands. Fort Worth is special. It's different, and for me, it was always Fort Worth or nowhere. I started my policing career here, and this is where I am ending it. Completely humbled, completely honored. It has been the highlight of my professional life to serve on this amazing department. I hope to be involved in some way going forward. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not moving. I love this city. I love this department. It's because I love the people. And you have men and women who serve you 24/7, 365, willing to give it all to make Fort Worth the best it can be. I'm happy that I've been a part of that team with them. We're going to hear a little bit from the mayor and from City Manager David Cook. Then I will come back to see if you have any questions for me. Thank you.
So I'll be brief. It is bittersweet for me. Obviously, Chief gave me a heads up a few days ago that this was his intention. And first, I'll talk as his friend. This man walks the walk also, and he and his family deserve every minute of peace and vacation and no 3 a.m. phone calls that I think that he's going to receive in June. I also think it's a testament to his character to give us this much time to know what needs to happen as we lead the city of Fort Worth and our department. And that is truly a Chief Noakes quality, right? Giving us this much notice to say, I'm not retiring until the end of May 2025, and making sure that our city is prepared for that transition. Lastly, I'll say this, and I hope that the public understands the sacrifice that the men and women in uniform go through every single day, but no one bears that burden more than Chief Noakes. And as his friend and his mayor, I'm just so proud of him. And can't wait for him to get to spend more time with his community. But as he said, he's not going anywhere. I know this man's character and his faith, and I'll proudly keep serving as mayor even though he's not beside me, and know he'll leave this department greater than he found it. And we still have plenty of work to do in the next 6 months while he's here. But thank you for being here to support Chief and all that he's done for this community. There is no one that you should be prouder of in this department. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and as you can tell, it makes me emotional a little bit to know that he's not going to be here because we've been through some hard times as a city. But importantly, I love this guy for the person that he is. So to he and Kim, thank you so much for serving. And we look forward to what you do after your retirement. But importantly, thank you on behalf of the city of Fort Worth, because you truly have left this place better than you found it. Thank you.
Wow. Hello, everybody. Now, I will say, he said we took a risk when we hired him as police chief. That's not true at all. I remember when we were at the North Patrol Division groundbreaking, or was it the ribbon cutting, where he got up and gave a speech, and I said, looked over, somebody said, that guy could be chief one day. He was so eloquent in what he offered at that time. It was no risk at all making him the chief of police a number of years ago. And actually, we're just, it's bittersweet that we're sorry to see him go. I wanted to be here today to do a couple things. One is to thank him for a job well done. When you think about being the police chief, that's one of the hardest jobs in public service. You give up essentially all your time to all the things going on in a major city. And he has led as police chief in just an extraordinary way. And in that, I want to thank him and recognize him for what's been going on. When you talk to Chief for any length of time, you'll know how much he loves the job. Because you've got to love the job to be good at being a police chief, and he's an extraordinary police chief. And part of that comes from loving the job is he loves the people he works with each and every day. And if you hear him talk about the officers and the staff that work at the police department, you get this beautiful understanding of what it's like to be a police family. And so he leads the police department with that type of ethic, with that type of family feeling in the department. The other area that he is outstanding at, and that is working with a community. And when you have a community of 1 million people, and when you think of the diversity that we have here in the city of Fort Worth, his ability to work with all kinds of different people in the community is just outstanding. And that's another thing we will miss with Chief Noakes. Now, he has given us plenty of time to hire the next person, and I'm going to cop out and say, no pun intended. That's for the next city manager to worry about. But no, he's been a great friend. He's been a great chief of police, and thank you very much. He's just a wonderful person as well. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, sir. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
With you being here for 25 years, you've seen this city go through tornadoes, hitting downtown, riots, all kinds of dramatic events. How do you see the city going forward, and how has it changed since you put on that badge for the first time?
So when I first put on the badge, started the academy May 30th of 2000, graduated November 17th of 2000. What I've seen is a professionalization of the department. And I'm not just talking about my time as chief, all the way through. We've become more professional, more community focused, more focused on training, more focused on our officers' wellness, not just their physical wellness, their emotional, their mental wellness. I've seen us making sure we're doing the right things to make sure we're taking care of the people who are taking care of our residents in Fort Worth. And Fort Worth's going to go on just fine, with or without me. My goal has always been to leave the department maybe a little better than I found it, and make sure whoever steps in next picks up the ball and runs with it and does even better. That's what we want to see. And again, when the 2,000 plus employees of the Fort Worth Police Department, all of them, go out there and serve the way they do every single day, whether it's out in the community, in an office, behind the scenes, I know we're going to be okay. I'm one person. But we have thousands of others out there that are taking care of the city, and they are not going to stop, and they are pushing to get better every day themselves. Fort Worth is the most amazing city. It really is. I think we take it for granted sometimes. Fort Worth is an amazing city, and it's only going to get better.
Chief, just last month you said you'd be personally managing the city's crime lab to deal with the backlog and evidence kits. How will your retirement affect that work?
It will not affect it one bit. I did announce being a part of managing that process, along with Executive Assistant Chief Rob Aldridge, Assistant Chief Dave Carbajal, who will continue to be involved. My plan is by the time I leave, the backlog is gone. We have processes and policies and people in place to make sure we are never at that point again. And not only do we meet the standard, as the mayor has said, we're going to set the standard. And I have no doubt that's exactly what we're going to do.
What are you going to miss most about the job, and what are you looking forward the most after retirement?
I'll miss the people the most, there's no question. There are things about the job I will miss, there are things about the job I won't miss, but I will miss the people. The relationships that I've been so fortunate to be able to develop in the department with incredible public servants, in the community, with our leaders at City Hall, that I will miss. And what was the second part of your question?
What are you looking forward to most after retirement?
Sleep. Maybe not being tethered to my phone 24/7. I will enjoy being able to spend time with my beautiful wife, my kids, and my grandchildren, and not have to wake up every morning and check my email to see if someone died, to see if something tragic happened in our city, if there's something that happened on my watch that I wasn't able to stop. I won't miss that. What else?
Chief, when you first came into this position, Fort Worth saw the most homicides in 2020. Where is the department now? How do you feel about it? And what do you think the biggest challenge is now moving forward?
The violent crime initiative that has been led by Assistant Chief David Carbajal ever since we started that initiative back in 2021 has brought down crime consistently. Every year, homicides have come down double digits. That's unheard of, double digits. And no matter how great a plan may be, no matter what direction may have pointed the team in, if you don't have the right people doing the job the right way, every plan fails. The men and women we have out there doing the job, I mean, dealing with some of the most violent people to make sure we're taking them off the streets, taking guns off the street out of the hands of people that do not need to have guns. Our analysts who are working behind the scenes to gather data, our communications employees who are making sure we're dispatching people where we need to, when we need to, our crime lab who's helping with the prosecution, our real-time crime center. I could go on and on and on. We are in a good place, and that is something else that will only continue and get even better. We're going to continue to push to bring violent crime down the most we possibly can every single year, because one homicide is too many. So we're never going to rest and say we've won. We're always going to be working to do more and to do better. As far as the biggest challenge going forward, there's so many challenges, especially with a city of our size. It all really begins with the growth of our city. Because we are growing so rapidly, we need more officers, we need more firefighters, we need more people across our city. Departments are struggling to hire all over. We're doing pretty well in Fort Worth. And it's because people want to come work for a community that supports them, for a department that will take care of them, and for city leaders who do what they can to make sure they have the budget and the support that they need to get the job done, and nobody does that like Fort Worth, Texas.
What is the biggest challenge with the Hispanic community right now, and how do you think it should be addressed?
The biggest challenge I believe we have with the Hispanic community now is what we've always had. There's a bit of a barrier, sometimes a communication barrier. Sometimes it's fear of authorities. They fear that we just want to arrest them, we just want to take them away from their families, when what we're here for is to serve them like we would serve anyone else. Our job is to keep people safe. We want to protect the vulnerable from harm. We want to make sure we're protecting life, protecting peace, protecting property, and that includes everyone in the city of Fort Worth. A lot of that starts with even more communication, more time in the community so people see why we're there, what we do when we are there, and then we actually do want to help everyone in the city of Fort Worth.
That's going to be the same with the new president saying that he's going to deport a lot of people.
There's a lot of questions around what's going to happen there. The fact is nothing's happened yet. So until we see what's going to happen, we don't know what the changes may be. But we're here to serve all of the residents that live here in the city of Fort Worth. Yes, ma'am.
For two more questions. Chief, you've been candid about the toll this job can take on a person. What advice or message do you have for your successor?
The advice I have is take care of this department. And that means taking care of the people. Man, I love everybody on this department. It's such an honor to serve with all of them. The next person that comes in has to understand if they want their department to operate the correct way in the community, they've got to make sure they're taking care of them first. Their holistic well-being, their holistic health, making sure they have the support they need to get the job done. What else?
Last question, anyone?
I do have one thing I want to add if there are no more questions. I want to stress this again. I'm not leaving to go somewhere else. I have no job offers. I'm not looking to move. I'm leaving because I believe it's the best decision for me and my family. I also want to point this out to make sure there's no misunderstanding. Someone asked me today if I was leaving because of the transition with the city manager. It's absolutely false. I've had an incredible working relationship with David Cook. I know there's a potential for Jay Chapa to become the new city manager, pending confirmation by council tomorrow. And I had someone ask if I was leaving because Jay Chapa might be the city manager. I love Jay Chapa. He's a friend. Many of you know he was my boss for quite a while when he was the deputy city manager and assistant city manager here at the city. We worked together very well. What you may not know is many years before I even became chief, when he wasn't even over the police department, he asked me to be a part of a mentoring group he started with people from various departments in the city to help us get a more global perspective of city operations and to learn from someone who'd been in city leadership forever. I'll be honest with you, if not for that investment Jay Chapa made in me, I don't know if I would even be the chief right now. So for anyone who thinks I'm leaving because Jay Chapa may be coming in as the city manager, absolutely false. I think he's a great leader. If he's confirmed by council, I believe he will do an incredible job for our city.
Mayor, can you talk about the process to replace the chief?
That's all for today.
Yeah.
If you'd like to
Well,
stay-
hold on
I'm
one
happy to.
second.
It's easy. I mean, honestly, it's, as David said, it's our next city manager's responsibility. As you probably remember, David did an excellent job conducting a search last time that had heavy community involvement, was methodical, and importantly, I want us to start within this department to listen to what the police officers that work for Fort Worth PD need and want, and that's civilian and sworn. Listen closely to what Chief Noakes already articulated, what it takes to really lead a large department of a growing city, and do so slowly. We've got that time here over the next 6 months to work with Chief Noakes, to work with David and get his thoughts as he's outgoing. He's already gone through this process once, really twice, I guess, David, as city manager here in the city of Fort Worth, and us to conduct a plan that all of you will hear plenty about and will have plenty of community input. Thanks for your question, Harrison. Yeah, thank y'all.
If anybody would like to stay for Spanish Sound, Officer